And welcome back to another special bonus episode of the Leitrim GAA podcast here with me, Breifne early. And for the next 8 or 10 minutes or so, John McNiffe joins me to chat all things Leitrim GAA, Drumkeerin, Dromahair, a bit of Killarney thrown in there as well, and of course the 50-mile challenge. John, you're very, very welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on there. So, yeah, really excited to give my sort of version of the 50 mile and what Leitrim and Leitrim GAA means to me. Been living over in England for the last sort of 36 years.
Yeah, well, looking behind you there, you can see there's definitely a Leitrim tinge. So, yeah, you've got your lovely collection of jerseys on the wall behind you. You might also mention the Leitrim ones are obvious to everyone watching, but the two off to the sides, there's a red one and a maroon one. Do you want to maybe explain what they are and what they represent?
Yeah, they're the two clubs that I was associated with when I was a kid growing up as underage. You know, I was born in Manor Hamilton Hospital, grew up and lived in Killarney as a local, but I was in the parish of Dromahair. So I played underage for Dromahair, but then I went to school in Drumkeerin in the Tech, and then sort of had an affinity to go towards Drumkeerin, and that's where all my mates were, so I joined Drumkeerin. So I thought I better not upset anyone, so when I do go back over to Ireland, I've got both shirts to wear, one to Dromahair and one to Drumkeerin, the two marvellous villages in North Leitrim, you know, with some brilliant people. So I hope I don't offend anyone, but but it's great to be able to wear both shirts when I get back across. And even when I do the walk here as well, when I do the walk for the 50-mile walk around Liverpool and Birmingham, you'll always see me wearing one shirt one few days and then the other shirt on the following day.
Sounds like a very, very diplomatic.
You got to be, yeah.
Absolutely. Tell us about, I suppose, the GAA and yourself growing up as a kid in North Leitrim. As you said, torn between two clubs, but was it always the GAA for you in your world?
Very much so. And my dad was always massive into football, and you know that was his big driver for us. We've done a lot of cross country as well. I ran for North Leitrim cross country for years and represented Leitrim in Mosney, and also I know a lot of boxing at the Creevalay club, and also down in John McNiffe. I've done a lot of boxing and have a few Leitrim titles and represented in the Connachts as well. So that was quite good. But when you look at the GAA, I always say, even now to this day, the O'Neill's ball, it's more than just a ball. You know, it's fantastic. I remember when my dad bringing us to Croke Park, I think the first final I went to was in 1974. I think it was Dublin and Galway. And I always remember getting lifted across the turnstiles in Croke Park and getting there and thinking, wow, this is just amazing. So I try and get back to the All Ireland every year. You know, I go to Twickenham, I've been to Murrayfield, I go to most big stadiums, you know, Wembley I've been to, sort of Aviva. But there's nothing beats Croke Park on an All Ireland final day. It's just something special. And then we've got our own Sean McDermott. So whenever I get back an opportunity to go back there to see Leitrim play again, it's brilliant. You know, I remember the first time I went over to New York to Gaelic Park in 2003, it was myself, my dad, and my brother Michael. You know, and that was such a special event. You know, they're sort of memories that you'll always remember going forward. You never go away from. You know, and I'll always when I'm playing the social Gaelic over here in Liverpool on a Saturday, I'll always have a Leitrim shirt or a Drumkeerin shirt or a Dromahair shirt on, and I'm a very proud Leitrim man.
Well, of course, that's probably why we're chatting here today. Is all about the 50-mile challenge. It's very simple in its existence. It's you walk 50 miles in the month, and you ask people to make a little contribution towards the campaign, which of course does fund all of the Leitrim teams at all levels. It's so important to the continuation of the Gaelic games here and representative teams within the county. But I suppose, what was the first attraction to you? Was it the physical aspect of it, actually getting out in the activity, or was it the fact that it was supporting Leitrim football, or maybe a little bit both?
I think Breifne, I think it was both really. I seen this coming up, I think it was on Facebook, this Leitrim GAA walk. And at that time you had COVID, and you can imagine a club or a county like Leitrim with immigration and everything else, and they really need the funding from gate receipts or from when they go around the shops trying to raise money, and you couldn't do that. So this was a way where people all over the world could get involved and support Leitrim GAA. And I thought, you know what, this would be a good thing just to grab hold of that. And I didn't know where it was going to go, you know. Put my name down, I said to do, and then you start putting your walks on all the time. I think second you start seeing it growing and growing. Then I start connecting with people I hadn't seen for 30 odd years or 35 years, and it was amazing. And then I asked a guy from Dromahair, Francis Hart, to get involved, and Francis put on a post to say, listen, I'd love to do it, but he was unfortunately suffering with terminal cancer. So he said, listen, can anybody do the steps for me? And I've never seen such a galvanization of a team or of a crowd of people that wanted to come in and support Francis. And that was all about getting everybody together. And then Francis posting kept us all going. And, and then this year when we done the January walk again to see Anne Hart there, launching it with Andy Moran and the rest of the team, it was just brilliant to see. And for me, especially, when you've got immigration so big in a county like county like Leitrim, and then you get a unique opportunity to come and support and just to help out, I think that's probably what it is. And I look forward to it, It's just giving something back, something that we can give back and just feel part of as well. There's nothing when I go back home to Ireland, there's nothing back when you cross that and you see the Leitrim sign that you're about to go into Leitrim, or else you're coming from Knock and you're coming the other way, and all of a sudden your heart raises with joy. And I'm fortunate I get home 3 or 4 or 5 times a year, so I love getting back there. There's no doubt about it. It's a marvellous county, and we should be very proud of it. We don't probably realise it when we're growing up, what the beauty it has with the walks and the scenery and some of the beautiful lakes and mountains. But we've got so much there that we should be really shouting from the rooftops about.
Yeah, it's a nice little part of heaven, all right. In terms of what life looks like for the Leitrim GAA fan living abroad, what's your involvement with the GAA on a day-to-day basis in Liverpool? And I suppose, moving on from that, what does the challenge look like for you? Are you on your own for most of these walks, or do people come and join you, Leitrim Connections or otherwise?
It was brilliant last year because I'm involved in the John Mitchell's football team over here. They're a great team as well. They've got youth with them and underage rights, and we play in the Lancashire leagues. We have a senior team and a junior team as well. We got the junior team, I think it was 2009 and 2015 to the All-Ireland final, so we had a great opportunity when we all went over there and supported it. But when you go out there in Greenbank in Liverpool on a Saturday morning, and there's kids there from the age of 3 to 15, and they're all playing Gaelic football, and there's about 70 or 80 of them. And they'll all be Scousers, they'll all be Liverpudlian, they'll be first generation, second generation, third. Some of them no generation, but they just come along and support. And it's great to see it, And we've got the over 50s team there that we played now for the last 8 or 9 years. And there's a few lads there from Liverpool, a few lads there from various different counties, Donegal, Fermanagh, Armagh. And we all enjoy it. It gives us that sort of therapeutic time together when we go out and kick an O'Neill's football. So yeah, it's good to stay in touch like that. That means an awful lot to a lot of us as well, and it gives us that sort of social sort of network as well to sort of to work out from.
Of course, the challenge starts 1st of January. Are you one of these people who get out and attack it early and get the miles in quickly, or do you like to space it out across the whole month?
Well, I probably have a good blast right from the beginning, and then it's important that when I go back to work, then that I try and keep myself motivated and keep going the first week that I'm generally off before I go back to work, and I get a lot of miles in. But unfortunately, last year I got COVID, so that put paid to that put paid to that. But no, listen, I'm going to try and get and see some of these guys that go out and run it, and they do maybe run 100 miles or 150 miles. I know Michael Kernan there from Ballinaglara, fantastic athlete. I think Michael clocked up over 200 miles and running around. It's putting us all to shame. And I remember Michael at the Tech. He was a bit older than me, but he used to go out running in his lunchtime every time. But some marvels. But when you see what the whole 50 miles, people from Utah, the big team in New York, there from Arizona, all over the world, just being very proud of the county and proud of Leitrim GAA and proud of and given the opportunity to how we can actually support it as well. It's great for us. We're all really proud. And I think when the Leitrim people come together, there's nothing as unique as what I've seen, what happened in that Leitrim GAA together. There's people from all over, and you're thinking, wow, this is just amazing. Everybody that a lot of people I don't even know, and they're all supporting you. Well done. This is a great post. Keep going, and everybody encouraging yourself. You wouldn't get in that in too many counties in Ireland.
You mentioned Francis earlier, and of course, unfortunately, he has since passed. But aside from Francis' involvement in the challenge, what has been the highlight for you? If you pick one moment over the last 2 years of doing this challenge, either within the Facebook group or on the actual road or just in your own life, what's been the highlight for you that kind of encouraged you to get back involved again this year?
I think even after the challenge and we had finished it, there was still people coming on and saying, how is everything going? And you put some post up on there, and then getting to meet people that and keeping in contact with people through some social media, or even when I go back over to Ireland, getting an opportunity to meet people that have been on the walk that I haven't seen in years. So this gives the sort of platform to be able to do that as well. So yeah, it gave me a great sort of getting involved and getting to speak to people, and then and I suppose just being able to keep that contact going throughout the whole year. So it wasn't just for the January, it was for the whole 12 months, and that to me was really special as well. And of course, we're looking forward to doing it again. And then I suppose knowing and seeing the amount of money that we raised as well was substantial, and significant. And you just felt we all had a big part to play in that, and it keeps our teams going, our ladies team, our male, our gents team, and then our men's team, and then all the underage teams with it as well. Because without that sort of support, then it can be a bit more challenging for a team like Leitrim.
Absolutely. Well, listen, John, I'm sure we'll see plenty of you on social media over the month of January, but also
hopefully
on the streets of Liverpool and Birmingham. Thanks so much for joining me, and the
No
very
problem.
best of luck to you in the challenge, and I'm sure we'll see you in Park Sean very, very soon.
God bless Leitrim Abu.